We will get together and do a citizen's arrest on every single human being. You literally cannot mandate somebody to wear a mask.
If you get triggered by this, then you might be a COVID-19 idiot. Oh, man, my glasses are literally already fogging up. What's up, everybody? Hunter Avalone here, and welcome back to another fabulous video. That's right, it's me, your favorite skinny, fat, lesbian-looking white boy, Hunter Avalone, here to react to some COVID-19 idiots. Now, this pandemic has been sweeping the globe for basically the entirety of 2020 so far, and of course, with something this huge, something this severe, there are going to be some idiotic reactions. So I thought today we would sit back and react to some of these morons and then debunk all of their complete bullshit that they're spreading. So first up, we have this tweet from notorious right-wing bimbo and grifter Ashley St. Clair. Ashley St. Clair, her job is literally to just regurgitate every single talking point that the right wants to hear, whether she actually personally believes it or not. She does not give a fuck about truth. All she's trying to do is gain followers and gain money. Again, she's like a soulless right-wing bimbo. Anyway, she tweets, "I don't know who needs to hear this, but cloth masks and bandanas around your face do absolutely nothing." Well, isn't that cute? Ashley St. Clair spreading legitimate false information to her hundreds of thousands of followers. Very responsible, Ashley. Congrats. You really should have just stuck with the bimbo thing, not try to get into politics. You're not doing too well. So there have been multiple studies now on wearing masks and whether or not they are effective. And I understand the original confusion because originally we were told masks don't work and now we're being told they do work. So I get it, it was confusing at first, but it's pretty concrete now that wearing masks help. One study estimated that states that issued mandates between April and mid-May averted as many as 230,000 coronavirus cases. A separate study estimates that nearly 45,000 US deaths from coronavirus could be prevented by November if 95% of the population wore masks. And to address Ashley St. Cuck's delusional take, specifically, it says right here, a cloth mask, bandana, or scarf is better than not being protected at all. Importantly, they provide a barrier to the respiratory droplets that could come in contact with the wearer. So before you trust even a single word this dumb bimbo ever tweets, make sure you fact check her because it's just factually incorrect. Masks do help, they do work, and everybody should just help out and wear a mask. Here's a meme that's been shared around showing confirmed cases in these Middle Eastern areas, and then they show this meme of Muslim girls saying, worn face coverings for their entire life and still reported to have COVID-19. Think, America, think! I don't actually have to get into why this is just wrong, right? Not everybody in these countries are wearing face coverings. Only women are forced to wear face coverings for their entire life because they live under an oppressive religion known as Islam. We also know that men are more likely to contract coronavirus, so the fact that women were forced to wear face masks their entire life and then they still have confirmed cases, it's not the gotcha that I think the creator of this meme thought it was. I now present to you a story in 4 parts. Richard Rose says, "Let make this clear. I'm not buying a fucking mask. I've made it this far by not buying into that damn hype." The next slide shows him in June at a very crowded pool. "This COVID shit sucks. I'm so out of breath just sitting here." Richard Donald Rose III tragically passed away on July 4th, 2020. Now, it's very easy to laugh at people like this because, I mean, natural selection, right? But let's remember that this guy, he's a real person. He has a family. He has parents. He has people around him that love him. And it's really sad that someone like this passed away because of all the misinformation that's been floating around. Here's another funny one. Florida County Commissioner who voted against masks in hospital with COVID-19. Another brilliant example of karma, bitch. Paul Waldron, the commissioner for St. Johns County, just south of Jacksonville, Florida, has tested positive for COVID-19 and is currently in the hospital in critical condition. So again, sad. We don't want to see people losing their lives. We don't want to see people getting sick, but Natural selection. This guy might be next up for a Darwin Award. We'll just have to wait and see. Florida has emerged as a coronavirus hotspot in the United States. As of July 10th, the state ranks 4th among the states with the highest number of overall confirmed cases. The state has averaged about 9,087 new cases each day for the last 7 days. Ironically enough, we have a bunch of Florida residents right here condemning their city council because they wanted to put a mask mandate in place, I guess. So let's go ahead and address some of these idiots' arguments.
Appalling that each and every one of you sitting up there as human beings, part of the human race, the only race that we have, would suggest to muffle people, to put masks on our face, to keep us from breathing oxygen, to get us to become sickly.
Okay, has this lady been following Alex Jones or some shit? What the absolute fuck is she railing on about? First of all, yeah, people care about the human race. That's why they're trusting what the studies show, that masks work, that masks are effective in slowing the spread of COVID-19, which is probably why it's a good idea to wear them in public. So I'm not sure how these city councilors wanting to mandate public mask wearing has anything to do with hurting the human race. Secondly, lady, you know you can still breathe oxygen while wearing a mask, right? Does this lady think that, like, if you take a mask and put it on, you're like, oh my god, I was suffocating in there, guys, holy shit, this is like a plastic bag on the head of a child.
You preach pseudoscience and safety. Does anyone care about preserving the liberty of the people who pay your salaries? Some of you are up there smirking and smiling at public comments to which you do not agree. I have the photos.
Well, I'm over here smirking and smiling at you, lady. This literally has nothing to do with your personal liberties. First of all, wearing a mask in public does not hinder any of your personal liberties. You are able to operate and live your life and do whatever you please in public so long as you're wearing a mask. That is not an infringement on your civil liberties any more than the state mandating you wear clothes. Seriously, why don't we have these same people complaining that you can literally get arrested for walking down the street naked? I can't walk downtown with my dick wiggling everywhere. What is this even America anymore, goddammit? This entire personal liberties thing when it comes to masks really doesn't make any sense, especially when you realize that we already give up personal liberties for the general safety of the public all the time without any issue. I understand the civil liberties point of view with it for sure, said Dr. Vincent, an epidemiologist, global health specialist, and the chief executive officer at Abacus Pharma International in Miami. He'd called in by phone. I think we sacrifice a lot of our civil liberties in many different ways. He cited severe restrictions when flying, vaccine requirements for children in schools, the mandated wearing of seatbelts, prohibitions on drunk driving. This is, of course, a very good argument. I mean, it's technically an infringement on your civil liberties that the state forces you to wear clothes, that the state forces you to wear a seatbelt, that the state doesn't allow you to drive your car when drunk. There are plenty of ways that we sacrifice our civil liberties for the general health of the public. So this whole argument with the mask thing, it's delusional, it's pathetic, it's stupid.
They want to throw God's wonderful breathing system out the door. You're all turning your backs on it. Can you prove that it's good for people to breathe carbon dioxide over and over and over again?
Do any of these people have even a general understanding of what it's like to wear a mask? Do they realize that when you can still breathe? You can still pull in oxygen while wearing a mask. Secondly, how is this lady claiming that they want to throw out God's wonderful breathing system? Can we not bring religion into this when it has nothing to do with religion? Can we not? I'm pretty sure this has nothing to do with turning your back on God and everything to do with trusting scientists and keeping the country safe and working towards reopening our economy.
What about PTSD from child abuse situations? I was left in a hot car. You want to cover my face? I'm going to hyperventilate. Because I remember being stuck in that hot car. What about people like me? We don't matter because of the greater good, right?
It's already advised that if you have any kind of health condition, if you have breathing problems, like this woman says, hyperventilating, then it's not actually recommended that you wear a mask.
You're removing our freedoms and stomping on our constitutional rights by these communist dictatorship orders.
Wearing a mask, how is that stepping on your constitutional right? How is that stepping on your pursuit of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness? Tell me how. Masks don't protect the person wearing it from getting COVID. They protect the person who might have COVID from spreading it. So wearing a mask is a decency thing. It's about doing what's best for everyone around you. And when you refuse to wear a mask, you're actually putting other people's lives in danger. And by doing so, you are stepping on their right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So no, nobody is taking away your rights. You're not being forced to wear a mask in your own private home, and if you were, I would have a problem with that. But for the state to mandate you wear a mask in public based on the scientific evidence that proves masks help, no, that is not stepping on anyone's constitutional rights. Let's also not forget that there was a massive pandemic in 1918, the Spanish flu, where America mandated you wear masks. And listen to this, people claiming that wearing masks is tyranny. Cities that passed masking ordinances in the fall of 1918 struggled to enforce them among the small portion of people who rebelled. Common punishments were fines, prison sentences, and having your name printed in the paper. Now, like what happens if you don't wear a mask now? Virtually nothing. People might get mad at you and you might get kicked out of a store because, again, private businesses, they can do what they want. But back in 1918, in America, people were fined or sent to prison for refusing to wear a mask during the 1918 Spanish flu pandemic. Let's also not forget that everybody's favorite, George Washington, went through 2 different pandemics, a yellow fever pandemic and a smallpox epidemic. During these pandemics, George Washington literally forced his men to either quarantine or undergo an inoculation, which is where you expose yourself to a small strain of the virus in hopes of building immunity to the virus. George Washington mandated that for his men. America has mandated masks in the past, and people were punished far more harshly for not wearing masks in the past. So for all the people claiming that this is somehow tyranny or something, just shut the f up. Well, there you guys have it, looking at just a few of some of these idiotic COVID-19 morons. Remember, wear a mask, don't be a moron. Please give this video a like, comment below, and subscribe to the channel. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I will see you all soon. Peace.